and applying it to your life. And without that knowledge, our people will perish. We also know that the Latin meaning of the word doctor is teacher. And your doctor's job is to teach, reach, and inspire and motivate you to get that knowledge and wisdom and to change your life and the life of your family. And what if I told you that the majority of the things that you learned about health, about healing, about wellness was wrong or maybe even a lie? Hi, my name is Dr. Eric Nepute, and I've dedicated my life to helping people get to the root cause of their problems and end human suffering. And I've really gone about this in a very non-conventional way. Let me tell you a little bit about my background. Ever since I was a child, I've always wanted to be a physician. I've always wanted to help people solve their problems. But when I started my conventional medical training, it just didn't answer the question, why? And that's where my outside of the box, non-conventional health and wellness training started. You see, not only am I a primary care provider, but I also have a doctorate in natural medicine, a doctorate in chiropractic, a fellowship in functional neurology, a fellowship in internal health. I'm a certified athletic trainer. I've got a master's in clinical nutrition and 3 bachelor's degrees in human anatomy, sports medicine, and chemistry. And I don't tell you that to impress you, but to impress upon you that I think and act differently because of that. Not only do I have a very diverse educational background, but my business background is very unique as well. I've owned and operated over 30 of my own health and wellness centers that are fully integrated practices where people would come from all over the world to be seen. I've owned and operated surgical centers across the United States. I've been a part owner of a nutraceutical company. I've owned part of a hospital system. I've been involved with pharmaceutical biological companies. I've helped train thousands of doctors across the globe on how to get to the root cause of chronic illness. And as of recently, I've been honored to be a part of the Make America Healthy Again campaign, where Secretary of Health and Human Services Bobby Kennedy Jr. has asked me to be a part of the movement to help eradicate chronic illness and childhood illness across the globe. I've also testified in front of Congress at a federal and state level to help improve policies and remove some of the unnecessary regulations so that people can actually get to the root cause of their problems and not just manage the diseases. And over the past 2 decades, I've dedicated my life to understanding the human body at its most fundamental level. I've always been driven by one mission, and that's to find the root cause of health issues, not just treat the symptoms. Now, let me ask you this. Have you or anyone you know ever struggled with fatigue, brain fog, weight gain, hormonal imbalances, digestive issues, leaky gut problems, chronic pain, low libido, anxiety, mood swings, autoimmune disorders, hypertension, heart disease, or liver and kidney issues? I know the list is long, but what if I told you there was a company backed by real science and real results that can help you with all of these issues and much more? Welcome to Biolimitless. I've seen firsthand how powerful the right approach can be, and that's exactly what I want to talk to you about with Biolimitless. Because the more you understand about how you are and how your body works, the better you can help yourself and help your family. Because self-care is the real healthcare, and it begins with understanding about you. At Biolimitless, we offer unique technologies backed by research and designed to help tens of thousands of people get better every single day. Let me tell you a little bit about some of the products and how they work. Let's first talk about our Cellular Reset formula. Cellular Reset is not like any typical metabolic or performance supplement on the market. It's a peptide-based bioregulator formula designed to work at a cellular level by combining strategic peptides in a specific manner in order to improve mitochondria, improve cellular repair, and improve metabolism. Some of the amazing results that you're going to have with that is rapid fat loss. We're going to shift your body from a sugar burner to a fat burner without losing muscle mass. In fact, our peptide blend has an exercise in a bottle in it where it literally mimics exercise and helps your body build muscle while burning fat at the same time and helping systemically reduce inflammation, which accelerates tissue recovery and improves endurance, helping your body rest, recharge, and operate at its full biologic potential. Now let's talk a little bit about our cell signals formula. This is a revolutionary bioregulator formula designed to optimize cellular communication and restore cellular efficiency, supporting energy, performance, and systemic balance in the human body. Listen, as we age, the production of key cell signaling molecules decline, dropping by 90% or more by the age of 30. This disrupts our cells' ability to vibrate at a frequency for energy production, detoxification, and repair. And these changes contribute to fatigue, brain fog, slower recovery, and other age-related challenges. Cell signal combines bioavailable nutrients to offset those issues and help restore optimal performance to the human body. Now, I'm sure many of you know that we're living in an era where anxiety, depression, insomnia, and mental illness are off the charts and rising. Our Neural Reboot formula is a potent tripeptide bioregulator formula designed to help rewire brain function, refire metabolic processes, and reboot cellular regeneration. This advanced blend of peptides works synergistically to restore balance at a cellular level, helping you think clearer, feel stronger, and perform at your best. This formula helps cellular renewal restoration, helps metabolic activation, cognitive function optimization. It connects the brain-gut axis, which helps maintain the communication between the neurotransmitters of your gut and your brain, and it helps with cellular vitality and is the key to longevity. Now, since we're speaking of the brain-gut connection, let me tell you about one of my favorite formulas, our Master Microbiotic formula. It is a clinically validated bioregulator formula designed to optimize gut health and recolonize the microbiome with potent spore-based master microbes, and is supported by gut-healing regenerative peptide known as BPC-157, the healing peptide. Utilizing our patented phytomicroencapsulation technology, this formula delivers beneficial probiotics directly into the small intestine where we need them the most. This formula helps restore gut health, boost immune system, and enhances overall well-being in the human body. Now, in our increasingly toxic world, we are bombarded with harmful substances every single day, from heavy metals to microplastics to pesticides, herbicides, larvicides, fungicides, all these chemical toxins that make us toxic. Over 90% of Americans have detectable levels of harmful chemicals in their body that is literally killing them. Our Detox Pro Plus formula is built to combat this toxic burden and support natural detoxification in a safe, daily usable formula, scientifically backed with ingredients that bind and remove toxins while restoring balance at a cellular, genetic, and microbial level. This advanced blend also supports mitochondrial function, healthy inflammation markers, and promotes gut and liver detoxification processes. By targeting the root cause of toxic accumulation, Detox Pro Plus helps restore energy, strengthen immune function, and revitalize overall well-being while empowering the human body to function properly. Now, unlike most healthcare experts, at BioLimitless, we test, we don't guess. Now, I'm not here to discredit traditional healthcare, but if you've been searching for a better way, one that understands how your body works at a genetic and a cellular level, then BioLimitless is the answer. At BioLimitless, we know that true health starts within you. You have the power to transform your life, but it has to start with you. Self-care reimagined begins with you understanding more about yourself. Our BioLimitless DNA Discovery Kit measures over 800,000 genetic markers in your body and gives you the map and the blueprint how to live your life. If you don't understand how to live your genetic lifestyle, I don't care what vitamins, minerals, and supplements you take, you're not optimizing your production. What if there was a test that you could take from home that could measure how you should sleep, how you should exercise, what supplements you should have, when you should take them, what types of injuries your body's prone to, and much, much more. This test by itself has been an absolute game changer for thousands of my patients, and it'll be a game changer for you as well. At BioLimitless, we know that health starts from within. You have the power to transform your health, but it has to start with you. So let's get started today. Go to the link below, explore the products, and join the thousands who have found a better path to health with BioLimitless. Click the link, take control of your health, and transform your life, because self-care is the real healthcare.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hey, everybody, it's Dr. Eric Nepute. Welcome to our Half Hour to Health. Good morning this morning. Hope you guys are great. It is Tuesday morning, and welcome. We are excited that we are Thank you. We're starting a series this morning, a common sense series that I think you guys are going to love. In fact, I know you're going to love it. And it's a series on root cause. And there's about 9 root causes of all diseases, all problems, all symptoms. And we're going to start a series. And today we're going to go over the top 2 most common root cause problems that people are dealing with and simple solutions to deal with it. So if you guys are interested in learning about the root cause of a problem, type root cause in, and we are going to get into it and have some fun this morning. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Eric Nepute. I'm a functional medicine expert and functional neuro doctor. I've been doing this for now over 20 plus years. We've helped hundreds of thousands of people get to the root cause of their problems, and we've trained thousands of doctors to do the same for their communities as well, all across the globe, here in the United States, all across Europe, all across Asia, especially in Japan, and we're getting ready to do quite a bit of work in Malaysia as well. So super excited to be with you guys all. Let me know where you're watching from in the chat, and let's have a conversation. So good morning this morning. Hey, Tammy, good morning. Great to see you guys. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, and hit that share button. We've got to share, folks. Listen, I'm telling you, the algorithm is crazy. The devil is real, and they're trying to keep common sense conversations suppressed. What we're doing is changing lives, and your lives are being changed, and you're helping me change the lives of millions of people across the globe. So thank you for doing that. So Tammy, good morning. Phyllis, good morning this morning. Donna, good morning. I know you and your family are coming in to the office to see us today. Rena, good morning from Georgia. Hope you're doing well. Great to see you, young lady. Christina, good morning this morning from down in Texas. Christy, good morning in Tennessee. Great to see you. Donna, good morning in Illinois. Kathy, hello in Colorado. So good to see you guys. Oh, man, it's so good. Julie, good morning down in Tennessee. You're doing so good. I'm so proud of you. Stacy, good morning this morning. Lisa, good morning this morning. Steph, good morning from St. Charles, Missouri. Love St. Charles, Missouri. That's my stomping ground. Katie, good morning this morning. Yes, the DNA measures 915,000 data points. That commercial that you saw on there, the little video that we played at the beginning, that's about a year old. So time flies. I guess I got to update that. All you need to know is it's a lot, Katie. It's more than you can ever imagine. Vicky, good morning this morning. Tammy, good morning in Alberta. It's so good to see you. Bessie, good morning down in Texas. Hope you're well. Harriet, good morning. Good morning. Kim, good morning. Good to see you. Kim says, I just received my zinc and copper, currently taking triple stack. Awesome. When's the best time to do zinc and copper? Take it anytime you want, with or without food is irrelevant to me, okay? I like getting those minerals in every day. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Harriet from Buffalo. Good morning, Miss Susan. Great to see you as well. Gail, good morning this morning. Great to see everybody. Good to see you down in Florida as well. All right, guys. So listen, we're going to get into this. And good morning. I see you also. All right. We are going to get into a few things this morning that is very, very important for you guys to see, for you guys to hear, for all of us to get into. So, all right, let's have a conversation about root cause. All right. So first of all, I need you to understand something, is that the vast majority of symptoms and diseases that human beings are dealing with are adaptive physiology. What does that mean? It means your body's literally robbing Peter to pay Paul to make things work out the way they're supposed to. Does that make sense? You guys understand adaptive physiology? Like blood pressure is your body's adaptation to other stresses. High cholesterol is adaptation to other stresses. Diabetes is adaptation to other stresses. Plaquing of your arteries is adaptation to other stresses, okay? You need to understand that most of the symptoms and ultimately the end stage disease processes that you're dealing with are adaptations to a root cause. And today we're going to talk about 2 main root causes, okay? 2 huge root causes. One is going to be insulin resistance. Somebody type in the chat below insulin resistance. I need you to understand that insulin and insulin resistance are the root cause of so many problems, Most people can't even imagine that insulin is responsible. That insulin is responsible. Let me give you a list. Insulin issues are responsible. By the way, if you hear any of these symptoms or diseases, I want you to type in the chat the name of it that resonates with you, okay? So number 1, if you have insulin resistance, it can cause strokes, heart disease, obesity, okay, migraines. It can cause dementia. It can cause Parkinson's. It can contribute to Alzheimer's, osteoarthritis, okay, osteoarthritis, childhood obesity, PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, fatty liver disease. It can cause arthritis in the joints. It can cause erectile dysfunction. You can lose the stencil in your pencil. A lot of you guys come to see me for that stuff all the time. You could have sarcopenia, which is loss of muscle because your metabolism is off. You could have high blood pressure, and the list goes on, including skin issues and so much more. Listen, I need you to understand that insulin resistance is a root cause problem. Number one is insulin resistance. And the second thing that we're going to talk about today, is toxemia, okay, being toxic. Okay, your body has too many toxins in it, and it's got insulin resistance. If we can deal with the toxins and insulin resistance issues that you're dealing with, we can deal away with about 80% of the problems that you're suffering with every day. How many of you are interested in learning about that? If you're interested in learning how to find the cause of those problems and reverse those, type "that's me" in the chat. If you type "that's me" in the chat, we'll help with it. Vicky just said insulin resistance is the root cause, yes, of strokes, heart disease, and so much more. 100% it is, okay? Jamie says, hey, I've got osteoporosis. Well, osteoporosis has a lot to do with insulin resistance, and it also has to do with detoxing the body. Because if you don't detoxify the body, Jamie, you can't get the minerals back inside your system. And if you've got gastritis, which is inflammation of your GI tract, you're not absorbing your nutrients. That's why you need to take more minerals in your system, okay? So again, Harriet, POTS is a issue that if you deal with insulin resistance and if you deal with the toxemia, then that's going to be the issue. So many of you guys are saying, that's me. You're saying you're toxic. All right, let's get into this. So I want to share with you today a very common sense conversation. Let me see if I can find the right one. Hold on. Right there we go. Right here. So here's the conversation, okay? I want you to remember this or write this down. Save this conversation. Share this conversation. If you share this on your social media page, you can always go back and watch it later. So many of you are asking, where can I rewatch this at? You can watch it on all of our Bio Limitless and Eric Nepute and Nepute Wellness pages, but you can also save this. If you save this, you can go back and rewatch this. So insulin resistance and detoxification are two of the most common causes of root cause issues that you're dealing with, okay? Now, let's get into the conversation. This is what I need you to understand. You got to understand this because this is the truth. You are not broken, you're blocked, okay? And you're not diseased, you're disconnected. And the wrong question to ask is, what diseases do I have? The better question that leads to getting to the root cause of it is, what is blocking my body from functioning in the way that it was designed to? If you ask the question, what disease am I dealing with, then you're going to get a disease management response, okay? A disease management response. That is the response that you get from 99% of your healthcare practitioners out there: more drugs, more surgeries, and even more supplements to manage your symptoms, okay? If you want to manage your symptoms, then let me know. But if you want to get to the root cause, type root cause down at the bottom. I need everybody to type root cause down at the bottom so we can talk about the root cause. You got to ask yourself the right question. And the question must be, what is blocking my body from functioning in the way that it was designed to function? If you do this question leads to root cause answers, real recovery, and lasting transformation in the body. It's not just about managing your symptoms at this point. However, the symptoms that you're going to be dealing with, if you have insulin resistance and if you have toxins in your body, you're going to see the same symptoms. You cannot deal with these symptoms unless you deal with the toxemia you've got and the insulin resistance you've got. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. I'm going to give you a step-by-step process to follow, or for all of our Canadian friends up there, a step-by-step process to follow for all of you, because I see a lot of you in Canada as well. If you have fatigue, if you have weight gain, especially around the abdomen and around the neck and jawline, okay? If you have metabolic dysfunction of any kind, if you have fatty liver syndrome, if you have insulin resistance, if you have type 1 or type 2 diabetes, if you have brain fog, okay? Your brain is not getting the communication it needs. That's inflammation. That's going to mess up the synapses. If you have gut issues, these are the symptoms. Your symptoms are messages telling you that there's blockages and disconnections. And these are the most common 4 that we see. And the 5th one is pain and inflammation. Okay. So fatigue, weight gain, brain fog, gut issues, and pain and inflammation are the top 5 symptoms of insulin resistance, as well as of toxemia in the body. Now, what I want you to understand is that as we go through this process, you need to understand that insulin resistance, that's your metabolic breakdown. This is where like 95% of the global population, somebody write down in the chat, 95%. That 95% represents the amount of folks in the Western world, like the Western eating world, that are insulin resistant. This is probably one of the most important conversations and problems and disconnections and blockages that you're going to see. We've got to get insulin balanced. If once we do, everything else falls into place. Insulin is a hormone, okay? And what's happening when insulin stays elevated? First of all, every time you eat a meal, your insulin's going to spike. So breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, you walk by the kitchen table, you grab a handful of cashews, M&Ms, or even like a stick of your favorite vegetable or lunch meat. It's going to spike your insulin. When your insulin goes up, please understand this. When you eat food, you cannot burn fat. Okay, elevated insulin literally locks you into the fat storage, not fat burning. Okay, and your body's going to go in storage mode 24/7 when insulin's elevated. Number 2, you're going to stay chronically inflamed. Okay, inflammation, any type of itis, whether it's hepatitis, pancreatitis, whether it's epicondylitis, whether any type of inflammation, any type of chronic itis is going to be perpetuated by insulin. So if you have chronic inflammation and chronic pain, you most likely have chronic insulin issues. You crave sugar like relentlessly. If you have to have bread, pasta, or something sweet or ice cream after a meal, that is a sign that you have insulin sensitivity, insulin resistance, and you have issues with toxemia in your body. And then your hormones become unstable. Insulin is the master hormone regulator. If you control insulin, then you'll control the rest of your hormones. When insulin's off, it disrupts cortisol. It causes thyroid disruption. It messes up testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone. The cascade is infinite what it can do. So if you want to control your hormones, you must control insulin. If you're waking up in the middle of the night and you have to have something to eat, sugar-wise, if you wake up from a nap and you're starving, that's insulin resistance, you guys. And it's way more common than you can think. Okay, so we're going to talk about what I call the bio-limitless solution for insulin resistance, okay? It's really a 4-step process plus a lifestyle. All right, so we're going to talk in just a minute about there's a couple teas. So I'm literally drinking one right now. I drink yerba mate tea. Okay, the tea that I drink is Unimate tea. It's from a company called Unicity. I'll put the link below because you're going to ask me about it. So the Unicity formula is what I use because it's clean, it's effective, it's simple. It's the whole root of the yerba mate plant. Yerba mate is anti-inflammatory. It helps with cognition and function. It reduces inflammation. It keeps your bowels moving on a regular basis, so it keeps your body in detoxification process mode. It also helps your brain shift a little from a sugar burn to a fat burn, which can help ketosis. It also helps clean up the liver, and it keeps your body from craving a lot of sugars and breads and pastas. It helps me so that I can fast longer, okay? So somebody put in here, yerba mate equals longer fasting. It helps you fast longer, okay? I also use, I'm going to show you in just a minute, to help prolong my fasting because I fast for at least 18 hours every day. At least 18 hours every day I'm fasting. Some days I do a 24-hour fast, but now I'm in an 18-hour fast right now. And so I use the cell signal formula in the morning. So I do one of my yerba mate teas, which I'm literally drinking right now. I already took 3 of my cell signal formulas. This keeps my detox pathways open. It helps the liver so it can filter and burn fat. This helps me not crave sweets as much, and this helps me prolong my fast. It keeps my body burning stored fuel, which is fat, as opposed to having me have to eat more fuel, which is food, okay? So I use that. We use the balance formula. You guys have heard me talk about Konjac. Somebody type in the chat, Konjac root tea, Konjac, Konjac root tea. That's the balance that I use. I do one of these full sticks into a glass of water, about 4 ounces, before my big meal every day, which is my dinner meal. And then we use intermittent fasting. These are the 4 tools that you'll need to break insulin resistance. If you'll have these 4 tools, you can break insulin resistance. It's the yerba mate tea, it's the balance formula, it's the cell signal, and it's using intermittent fasting. If you'll use those core 4 tools, then you can beat insulin resistance, and you can typically beat it within 90 days. And then you can maintain it for the rest of your life. So the first step is to beat it, to reverse the problems, which is to fix the disconnections and fix the blockages. And then you can maintain it with using these protocols. And then the rest of your life is the best of your life. You can control it. So number 1, here's what we do. We use the yerba mate tea. The yerba mate tea, the kind of tea I use is called Unimate. It's a clean organic tea. When they make this tea, they pull out, there's some acids that are in yerba mate teas that can cause problems. That's why we don't use yerba mate leaf tea that we do steeping with. I only use yerba mate tea that's organic, and I use the Unimate. And that's the link right there that you can find it, because I know you're going to ask me, where can you get it from? And so what we do is I get the yerba mate tea, which is Unimate. I use the lemon. We also have a raspberry pomegranate. So get that. It's called the Feel Great System. And then we use the balance. So you're going to do this twice a day. So what I do is when I get up in the morning, I get this is about, I think it's 18 ounces of fluid. Actually, hold on. It's 24 ounces of fluid. It says right there. So I fill this to the top. You can do less, you can do more. And I put a stick of the yerba mate in there, and I use the Unimate tea, which is clean. It's organic. It's got the toxins pulled out of it. It's got the whole extract in it. So it's got EGCG and antioxidants in it. I do this in the morning. I sip it slow, okay, on an empty stomach. So like I've been drinking on this one since about 6:30 or 7 a.m. That's been an hour and a half that I've been sipping on this, okay? And I filled it up with water once it gets halfway full. So I'll drink this in the morning. I'll sip on this, and then I'll do another one from noon until around 5 o'clock, okay? So about 7 to noon, I'll do one, and then I'll do another one from about noon until 5 p.m. And that keeps my fasting going. First of all, this is a highly concentrated form of yerba mate tea that shows massive support for insulin resistance, appetite control, and etc. This yerba mate tea, listen to this, it increases your GLP-1 production, which is what everybody's doing these injections for. It increases your GLP-1 production by 41%. Put in the chat 41% GLP-1 increase without having the side effects of taking a GLP-1 injection. To me, that's a freaking no-brainer, okay? Now, we use step 1 is the yerba mate tea. Step 2 is using the fiber. Now, we use the formula called the balance fiber. So the balance fiber is Konjac root fiber. It's Konjac root fiber. You can use phylum or psyllium husk, but this is the fiber that I use. It's the balance fiber, okay? What does this do? One serving with your largest meal, typically it's dinner. Some of my patients will do half a stick with lunch and half a stick with dinner, okay? Or a half a stick with breakfast, a half a stick with lunch, or they'll do a stick with every meal that they eat. Because every time you eat the fiber, it's a nutritional blend designed to slow glucose absorption. Like this is the same formula that Rexall used back in the day to reverse diabetes, and it got taken off the market. Okay. Did you hear what I said? This is the same formula that was put on the market years ago by Rexall. And now this fiber helps minimize your insulin spikes, and it blunts your sugar absorption. Okay. It helps your gut microbiome stay healthy. And let me just tell you, It keeps you rooting and tooting and pooping like you're supposed to. If you're not having at least one bowel movement a day, that's a problem, okay? So this slows glucose absorption. It blunts insulin spikes, and it feeds the gut microbiome. Win, win, win all the way around. That's the balance formula. So step 1 is the tea. We do 2 of those a day. Step 2 is the balance. Typically 1 in your biggest meal, but some people will do some every time they eat just to blunt their glucose absorption. That fiber by itself is an absolute game freaking changer for people, okay? Now, I add the BioLimitless cell signal formula to the daily routine as well. Why? Let me explain it to you. So the cell signal formula improves cell-to-cell communication. It recharges the cells. Remember, as we get sick, as our body's under stress, physically, chemically, and emotionally under stress, what happens in our body? You don't just develop symptoms and disease. The first thing that happens is the cell voltage turns down. Literally, the charge of your cellular battery turns itself down. When it turns itself down, we get cellular miscommunication. Okay, cellular miscommunication. All right, your cells stop listening to each other. They turn off metabolism. The liver turns off. The digestive tract turns down. The heart and brain turns down, and we get symptoms. This restores receptor sensitivity to the cells. It opens up the door so that the sugars can get in. This desensitizes your cells when you have insulin sensitivity. It has BHB in it. That's what it was designed to do. That is why people get massive amounts of energy with the cell signal. You take 3 of them in the morning and 3 of them in the afternoon. You do these with your tea. This also helps open up the detox pathways, and it shifts the body from a sugar burn to a fat burn. So it's going to reduce cellular inflammation. So it's going to blunt inflammatory markers in the body, and it's going to signal to your mitochondria to wake up, turn back on, and produce more energy. So taking this twice a day, take it with your tea. So we do a tea in the morning from the time you wake up until around noon. You take 3 of the cell signal with that. Then you do the tea in the afternoon until about 5 o'clock, and you do 3 of the cell signals with that as well. Then when you have your meals, you do the balance with it. You do that, that's 90% of the process right there. You do that, even if you don't change your diet and change your foods, you're still going to make a shift in your physiology. Now, remember, you cannot out-supplement a crappy lifestyle, okay? So we must make some changes with our lifestyle, and fasting must be, folks, it must be a part of this process. If you're not doing intermittent fasting, there's no way you're going to fix your insulin resistance. It's not possible. Somebody put down on the bottom, fasting equals reversal of insulin resistance. You guys put that in the chat, because that's the key. So here's what you do. You start out by prolonging your breakfast meal. So instead of eating breakfast at 9 o'clock, try to go to 10. And then try to go to 11, and then try to go to noon. Give your body time to build up some metabolic flexibility. Don't just jump into this and start going into an 18-hour-a-day fast. It will not end well for you. Start slow. Just like you're going to go from the couch to running a marathon. You don't just go and run the marathon. You slowly build that process up so that your body can do and change in the manner and the ways that it's supposed to. So I'm a huge fan of 12 to 14 hours of fasting when you start. That's finishing dinner at 9 p.m. and not eating again until 8 a.m. Most people can do that, okay? The yerba mate tea and the cell signal formula at first are going to help you do that. Now, listen, some of you whose metabolism is completely turned down, almost turned off, when you start taking the yerba mate tea and the cell signal, you might feel a little bit overexcited. You might feel a little jittery. You might feel a little excess energy. Your body's finally getting fuel back to it. You don't know what it feels like to feel good. So that first week is going to be some ups and downs along the way, and that's okay. That's part of the process. Drink more water, eat clean food, rest when necessary, and give your body a chance to heal. I've even had some people say, Doc, when I started the yerba mate tea and the cell signal, it had the opposite effect on me. I got tired. What does that mean? That means your body's trying to heal. That means it's very toxic. And now you're giving it inputs and energy stimuli so that it can go back to work because it hasn't been able to work for a while. Now those cells are going to start pushing toxins out. That's why we mix the yerba mate tea with the cell signal so it can get things mobilizing. And then we're going to use the balance formula to keep your bowels moving. If you're not pooping, this is a problem. If you're not having at least one bowel movement a day, type in the chat, that's me, because this is a very big problem. We'll never get you to burn fat as fuel, and we'll never get your body to detox. So the detoxification is the second component, the second main root cause that we're going to talk about in this protocol together. I like handling them both together because it makes common sense to do that. We can literally kill two birds with one stone and get an even deeper correction if we do this. Okay. Now, detoxification. This is your environmental blockage from the food you eat, the water you drink, the air you breathe, the stuff you put on your skin or wash your clothes with. Your body was never designed to detox this kind of stuff. Heavy metals, microplastics, it was never designed for this. Somebody write the word detox in the bottom below. Write the word detox, and I'm going to show you how to detox your body. Now, if you're doing the Feel Great system, which is already the T twice a day, the balance once a day, and the cell signal, and intermittent fasting, you've already started the first part of the detox process. We're getting our body into autophagy when you're fasting and when you're mimicking fasting. And that's what cell signal and the T helps the body biohack and mimic fasting. Mimic fasting is when the body is healing. It's when it heals. Your body was never designed to push out a lot of these chemicals, and you got to understand it's a process to fix this. So just take a look at this for just a minute. You know, you've got our modern toxic burden, which is a massive problem. Okay, our modern toxic burden, we got heavy metals, you know, lead, mercury, arsenic. I find this on everybody on their blood test. We have cadmium. We have all this stuff that accumulates in the bone marrow and in the brains, and it gets in the fat tissues. And your body does not want to burn fat because it's storing all of those toxins in its fat. And when it stores the toxins in its fat, folks, it doesn't want to burn that fat because it doesn't have anywhere to displace the toxins. This system I'm sharing with you will do that. It's done it with thousands of my patients, and it will do it with you. The same thing's true with microplastics. They're now found in the lungs, in the brain, in the placenta, in the cord blood, in the testes, in the ovaries. These disrupt your hormones. These are one of the causes of leaky gut. Folks, you're going to hear me talk on a later presentation that dysbiosis is one of the root cause problems of chronic disease and illness, but one of the causes of gut dysbiosis and abnormal gut microbiome and leaky gut is a toxic body and insulin resistance. Then we've got PFAS chemicals that are found in cookware and packaging and foods and in your water. They're in your clothes. These are killing your liver and your thyroid. And that's killing your entire metabolic function and your endocrine system. And then you got mold toxins and chemicals. Mycotoxins that are in the water from damaging like rain in your buildings and that kind of stuff, and pesticides in your food. These destroy the liver and stop your body's ability to detox. So the burden is huge. And so I'm going to show you what we do with this. Here's a non-negotiable that we deal with and we help with every day. That helps people fix their toxins and their insulin resistance, and that's digestive enzymes. Folks, these are non-negotiables. If you're over the age of 30 and you are not taking a plant-based multi-enzyme, there is no way in HE double hockey sticks that you can possibly absorb your nutrients, absorb the food you eat, and get rid of the toxins in the appropriate manner, okay? We created a formula called Biozyme, and Biozyme is a plant-based multi-enzyme. If you're going to take an enzyme, it must be plant-based. Do not take anything other than plant-based. It won't work for what you need it to do, okay? Now, take this with every meal. You take 2 pills with every meal, no exceptions. It breaks down the food. It breaks down the fats, carbs, and proteins so you can use it. It allows your body to open up its absorption pathways so that the food you eat becomes nutrients for your body. It delivers systemic enzymes to break down inflammatory proteins, to break down toxins in your body. It supports the liver detox. It's just a non-negotiable, and it reduces digestive inflammation and gas and bloating. Okay, it keeps the gut-liver axis open, which is one of the biggest blockages that most humans have because of a toxic lifestyle and insulin resistance. So step 5 in this process is use a plant-based multi-enzyme in this formula, and it will help you. You've got to do this for at least 90 days, all right? Now, what else do I use in this protocol to help the body detoxify itself? We use our Detox Pro Plus formula. Many of you have been using this for a long, long time. Listen, the Detox Pro Plus, you need about 1/3 to 1/2 of a teaspoon, okay? Somebody type in the chat, Detox Pro Plus, 1/3 to 1/2 of a teaspoon. That's all you need, okay? I take about 1/2 teaspoon a day. It's the high end of what you need. Most people can get away with 1/3 of a teaspoon or just a little bit more, or between 1/3 and 1/2. It's where you need to be, okay? Between 1/3 of a teaspoon and 1/2 teaspoon daily is what you need. So what's this do? It binds up heavy metals, microplastics, PFAS, forever chemicals, mycotoxins. It binds all that stuff up. It gets rid of the food supply that feeds parasites, candida, yeast, fungus, and etc. Okay, this is anti-parasitic, antifungal, anti-candida, and it helps get rid of heavy metals, PFAS, and microplastics. That is a huge deal. Okay, it removes the waste. We have to remove the clutter. And then it replenishes it with the minerals. It backfills the body with the trace minerals. This combo formula is a freaking game changer. And it replaces the minerals that are depleted by being toxic. When you have toxic exposures, your cell receptor sites where minerals absorb, they compete for the same spot that that the heavy metals and the microplastics, the PFAS, and the forever chemicals compete for. So if you got arsenic in a receptor site, you can't get mercury or zinc or any of the other minerals in. So this removes and replaces. Somebody type in detox, removes, and replaces, okay? This is a non-negotiable. If we're trying to really reset insulin and we're really trying to detox the body at the same time, which is what we do with most of our patients, then that's what you should be doing. You should be doing this regularly. Now, we got to keep the bowels moving because insulin resistance is going to help clean up the liver so the liver can work better. When we do the T's and we do the balance and we do the cell signal, the liver is going to be working harder. It's going to dump into the intestines, literally. And then your intestines need to dump into the toilet. It's got to come out of your body. If you're not having at least one bowel movement a day, listen to me. If you're not having at least one bowel movement a day, listen to me. This is what you must do. This is a non-negotiable. You got to start doing this drink once, if not twice a day. Most people should do this once in the morning and in the evening time. So when they wake up before they eat and before they go to bed at night, they should do this. It's called the Osmolaritets-drink. You need about 4 ounces to 6 ounces of warm water. It needs to be warm. Okay. You need about 1/2 teaspoon to a full teaspoon of good quality sea salt. It's got to be good sea salt. Redmond's is okay, but sea salt, just regular sea salt is better. Okay. And then you need to add 300 milligrams of magnesium glycinate. We have a formula of magnesium glycinate that we use. Our mag glycinate, it's the highest absorption of mag glycinate that you can get. It's 150 per capsule. Most people will do good with 2 of these a day. Others are going to need 4 a day, 2 and 2. Okay. Every time you do the Osmolaritets drink, take at least 2 of the magnesium supplements. It keeps the bowels moving. Okay. Like, it is profoundly positive for how well this works. The sea salt delivers the minerals to the bowels, and it helps the loosen up the bowels and keep things moving. Because when the bowels get a lot of toxins in them, it doesn't want to remove them very easily. Okay. So do this first thing in the morning and do this in the afternoon or evening time. How many of you have used the Osmolaritets drink and have seen some benefits with it? Type in below if you have, and let me know what benefits you've seen with the Osmolaritets drink. This is the game changer. Okay. If you'll do that, that will help you. So here's the protocol that we recommend. This is the daily protocol. So in the morning, here we go. In the morning, you're going to have your yerba mate tea. You're going to sip it slowly when you take 3 cell signal, and yerba mate tea, and do the freaking Osmolaritets drink. Do that before you do anything else. Just have that water. In fact, what most people do, I'll just tell you, we didn't put it in here, but here's what most people do. They put the third to a half of a teaspoon of the Detox Pro Plus into that osmolarity drink, that warm water, that 4 to 6 ounces of water with a half a teaspoon to a full teaspoon of salt. And they drink that down. Do that in the morning, okay? Get outside, get some sunshine. Go for a walk if you can, 10 minutes, okay? Then midday, what do? You sip on another una mate, yerba mate tea. You take 3 more of your cell signal formulas. That's what you do, okay? Now, when you have your meals, your largest meal of the day, you're going to take the balance formula. That's the Konjac root tea. You're going to do that. All right. And then every meal, take a digestive enzyme. So have an enzyme with your meals. That's what you're going to do. And that's the protocol to follow, the daily routine. And then what we're going to also do, just a deeper dive into this, is I want you to use the osmolarity drink first thing in the morning. Okay. I want you to sip on that una mate tea, which, by the way, here's the link for that again, just so you guys can find that. It's the only thing that you will not find on our BioLimitless site yet. We're going to get that put on there so that you guys can have access to the whole protocol. So do the tea, do the osmolarity drink, and do the cell signal in the morning. That will help with insulin resistance. So if you have fatty liver issues, you've got hypertension, you got high cholesterol, you're dealing with type 1 or type 2 diabetes, you're dealing with any metabolic issue like Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's, you're dealing with any of that stuff, you're dealing with, you want to prevent symptoms and sickness from happening, you have hormone imbalances, you got to use this protocol. It will detox the body and it will reset your metabolic function back to factory settings. In the evening time, here's what I want you to do. Okay. Again, if you're going to do this proper. Your body does its deepest repair when it's sleeping. Okay. So take a Biozyme, the enzyme with each meal. Okay. Use the Detox Pro Plus, about a half. So about a third to a half a teaspoon a day. Use that combination. You can do it either in the morning or in the evening. If you want to add that detox formula and the magnesium to the osmolarity drink in the morning and the evening, just to get it all done in one full swoop, a lot of people will do that as well. Okay. It's a powerful formula. And if you'll do it in the right sequence, it really makes a huge difference. And I'm telling you, it takes a minimum of 90 days of you consistently doing this to make some massive reversals. And if you'll do it, it's powerful. So what do you need? You need the una mate tea. You need the balance formula. You can get all that from the link that you see here. That's the youfeelgreat.com/C/BioLimitless. All of the other products you can get from the BioLimitless.com website. And then just get after it. It's very simple, very straightforward, and the results are powerful. In fact, let me show you some of the results. Look at this. This is one of the doctors who did this protocol. This is Dr. Jim after 6 weeks. I think that's pretty darn good. He used this exact protocol 6 weeks. Actually, he didn't even use all the stuff. He didn't do the cell signal. He didn't do the detox with it. And that's just adding gasoline to the fire. Here's another client that did this protocol. He got off his high blood pressure meds, lost all this weight naturally without any medications or any injections, which I think that's a pretty darn powerful testimonial right there. It's not just about looking great. It's about feeling great and functioning well. So the timeline of expectation is as following with this. Listen, first week to two, the first week, your body's going to make some changes. Okay. You're going to have some shifts in energy. You're going to have some cravings are going to start shifting. The first week, especially if you're really metabolically insufficient, you may have some detox die-off symptoms, which is completely normal and to be expected. Week 3 through week 6, that's when you're going to really start seeing some fat loss and some mental clarity. Week 6 to week 12, that's when you're really going to start noticing deep repair, hormonal rebalancing. You're going to start seeing some meaningful body composition changes. Your belly fat's going to change. Take some pictures of yourself before and after, especially of your face. You'll be blown away by how much different your face looks, how much more clearer it can look, and how much less inflamed it can look. You got to remember, it's a process to get to where you're going. And most of you have been screwed up for months, years, or even decades. All right. So remember, These are two main root causes of people's problems. They've got insulin resistance mixed with toxic overload. Okay. This causes inflammation. This causes your body to store fat, not burn fat. This disrupts all your hormones. It causes your energy to crash. If you are tired after eating a meal, this is what you need to do. If you're fatigued or upset stomach or bloated or gas after a meal, or if you have food anxiety, this is for you. It resets it. If you have hyperhistamine responses, MCAS, if you have any of this is for you, okay? If you have a toxic overload where your liver's burdened, your receptors are blocked, and you can't absorb your sugars properly, if you have chronic inflammation or signs of mineral deficiencies, this is for you. This is the protocol for you. Your body already has everything in it to heal. You just have got to remove the interference. You got to help the body by supplementing your crappy lifestyle that got you to that position. You got to remember, you're not broken, you're blocked, and you're not diseased, you're disconnected. Okay. Once you remove the interference, your body will do what it was designed to do, and that's to heal. Okay. All you have to do is commit. All you have to do is commit to do this. All you have to do is commit to saying, I'm in and I want to get started. It's a 7-step protocol. Okay. You're going to use your yerba mate tea. You're going to do twice a day. You're going to do your cell signal twice a day. You're going to do your balance formula with your largest meal. Okay. You're going to do your intermittent fasting between 12 and 18 hours a day. You're going to take a digestive enzyme, biozyme, with each meal, 1 to 2 with each meal. You're going to do the Detox Pro Plus once a day, if not twice a day. And you're going to do the Osmolaritets-drink once a day, if not twice a day. Listen, you don't need to be perfect, you guys. You just need to be consistent. Okay. Start where you're at. Give your body grace and patience to get where it needs to be. Listen, it will always get there. You just have to give it the right inputs, and you'll get the right outputs, which is more energy, less fatigue, less dependence on medications, not having to worry about participating in a broke, busted, and disgusted system. This is root cause care, you guys. These are two of the major problems that we're dealing with. I'm telling you, there's about 9 root causes. These are 2 that are easy for you to deal with. And once you get these 2 dealt with, it really opens up the cascade for dealing with the rest of them. Okay. The healing journey that you've been waiting for starts today. Okay. This is the decision of you saying, I'm in, I'm ready. Stop managing your symptoms and start removing the cause of the problem. All right. So now listen, you guys can find all these products and formulas that we're talking about. You can find them on our social media pages, and you can find them on biolimitless.com, which is at the ticker at the bottom. You guys can go do that. And those of you that are looking to get the teas and the balance formula, there's the link for that as well. You guys, you can get access to all this. It's affordable. It's convenient. It's inexpensive. It works. You can totally do this. Okay. You can absolutely 100% do this. It is a process, but if you'll stay consistent, you will be and get the results that you need to have. So the bottom line is this, yes, you're right. Dr. Christine will tell you the osmolarity solution works. Drink that stuff. It will work for you. It will help you fix it. Okay. Ellen, the Biozyme, it's exactly like my digest formula that I created years ago, but I added some more plant-based nutrients to it, and I made it more potent and stronger. And I put some enzymes in it that now deal with more of the microplastics and other imbalances that are going on with the body. So it's next level digestive enzyme formula. I'll put that up there against any other nutraceutical product on the market. So that's what we use. So guys, again, the links are at the bottom. You guys, there's the feelgreat.com. You guys can go and get the yerba mate tea and the balance, and then biolimitless.com is where you can grab the rest of the goodies. All right, guys, I hope you learned something today. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and get the notifications. If you're not doing that, you're missing huge opportunities because, listen, you're missing a lot of the content we're putting out. We're giving solutions, common sense solutions to common problems that are out there on the market. So how many of you guys learned something today? Give me a thumbs up, okay? Give me a thumbs up. Yes, Ann is so right. Ann says commitment is so hard for some people. I'm a pretty focused person and can be consistent. It's up to us and ourselves. And you're so right. Listen, Ann, if it's meant to be, it's up to we. And if it's meant to be, it's up to me. So you got to stay consistent because you are the breakthrough. What you consistently do is going to give you the results that you're looking for. So guys, listen, until we meet again, I'm Dr. Eric Nepute. Remember, every morning at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, we do our half hour to health workouts together like we're doing. And then every Wednesday night, we do our AMAs at 7 p.m. for an hour. And then I do them again on Fridays and a lot of times on Saturdays. So like, subscribe, get the notifications, and share, folks. Guys, write down what you've learned today. Give me something that you've learned in the comments below, and my team will be looking for those. And guys, the best is yet to come. Have an amazing day and be well, because you are. Thanks, guys. Take care.